going to move to Sue now. And as a real life example of somebody's industry that blew up.
Yeah, Sue's industry blew up too, right?
Yeah. And part of the reason that I'm so excited about this is that, you know, each of us have such unique stories, but we're really all in the same place, right? Trying to just deal with where we're at and find meaning and move forward with energy. So Sue, tell us about your sunflowers.
Oh gosh, Cindy, thank you. So much of what you said was echoing in my heart at the same time, the having to figure out as an entrepreneur how to reposition yourself and figure out how to navigate this horrendous year that we've had. For those who don't know me, I have spent the last 30 years planning conferences and events, producing live events around the world for groups of 10 up to 5,000 and 6,000 people. And so you can imagine when the travel industry crashed in late February, we started having to reschedule, cancel, repurpose to going virtual, all of the programs that we had on the books for about the next, we went 6 months out, and then at 6 months, you know, we had to go another 6 months out. And now we are hoping to have live events third quarter of this year, depending on everybody's vaccination schedules. So the first few months of the pandemic were strictly work on taking care of my clients and getting things all rescheduled. And then when that was kind of done, I just had my socks knocked off me by now what was my question. You know, now what am I going to do? Because I have no income source. I have no plans for at least, you know, who knows when. And so the session with Dana and Cindy just kind of kept popping up in my social media, popping up via friends. And I thought, this is meant to be. So working through the process that the two of you walked us through, the conversations we had with the other members of the class, really, and the resources provided really guided me into figuring out what I was going to do next. And when I started, I had no energy, no focus, and was really feeling very hopeless. And after that, and doing the work and spending more time and energy after the class ended, I am so excited and so energized by my new direction. I'm going to stay in the industry, which had been a big question. You know, do I stay in the industry? Do I retire? Do I just crawl under the rug and hide for the next few years?
Yeah.
But going through and figuring out what made me feel happy and blissful. And I loved the word bliss and blissful, which was introduced in our sessions, because it had been, like I was telling Dana, it had been years and years and years since I had asked myself, or anyone had asked me, well, what really makes you happy? So going through the exercises, the thought process, the introspection has brought me to what I'm going to be really focusing on now in the travel industry, the live events industry, is energizing the implementation of sustainable practices in the live events industry. Definitely something I'm passionate about. It's a value that I hold very highly, and it's going to be putting me in touch, and already is putting me in touch with people that share that same focus on climate change and saving our earth and preserving things for our children and grandchildren, and helping reduce the carbon footprint of live events, conventions, trade shows, festivals, all of that is a huge piece of helping sustain our world. So that's kind of me with the sunflowers looking blissful.
That is such a great picture, Sue. Just love that. Yeah.
I needed sunshine that day, and there were the sunflowers, and I was able to just, the photo credit is my sister, Kay Healy. I should have probably put that on there. But it seemed like the rejuvenation that I needed. And I think right now it really exhibits the hopefulness and the excitement and the beauty that I'm looking forward to. And I don't have my slide in here with one of my favorite quotes, but it's Ralph Waldo Emerson saying, "The world laughs in flowers."
Yeah.
And that really kind of ties in with the thought process. And then the next slide, please. part of the process that we went through was identifying our power team. And that really made me feel good. It kind of felt like I was identifying 4 other people to help me power through whatever I would need to power through or celebrate, whatever. It's not always bad stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. And the most prominent person, or what's it called again? My team, huh?
Oh, your team lead or
my archetype? Yeah, archetype, I think. Yeah. Or persona, I guess, where there's a variety of words that are used, would probably be at this point innocent. And that's, my focus is aligning myself with others who have similar ideas and values. And while we were visiting, I think I'd like to put in there, align myself with others who are passionate, and share the same values and ideas, because passion, I think, is an important part in there.
Yeah.
And one thing I did find that was interesting was that when I took the survey to get going before the class, which was in the fall, I didn't score as high on innocent. And I feel like I was feeling not as hopeful at that point. And then when I took this again, just a few weeks ago, innocent scored much higher. And I'm not sure if that's because I was feeling more hopeful or if I don't know, but pretty much the same for the innocent. The magician, creating events that inspire and educate, really floats my boat. I love it to see attendees excited and energized as they leave an event that's been created for them. And part of that process involves the every person part of me, which cultivates a diverse team that's working, learning, and growing together while they're producing those events and exchanging ideas. And then one thing I get accused of being a lot when I'm traveling and on site with a team of people is I'm being the mom on site. They say, oh, Mom, we need this. Mom, did you happen to bring your, medical kit, whatever? And so I tend to be very much a caregiver to colleagues, attendees. I like to nurture my friends and my family members. And so that's a very strong piece of me also. So I'm most blissful and happy in my true self when I am allowing the innocent, the magician, every person, caregiver to really kind of help guide me through my day.
And Sue, one of the reasons that I'm so happy you could join us today is because you sent us an email, I don't remember when recently, about some of the things that have started to actually happen in your life, even over the holidays and in your work, to help you see that 2021 could help you realize this vision.
Mm-hmm. Yes. By one of my work colleagues referred me to a new client, and it's a client that it's not really in the sustainable arena, but she also wants to focus on sustainability for her conference, but it's a workforce development, client, which workforce development in the junior colleges is something that's, I feel, of great value to me.
Yeah.
And so, I remember actually in the program when you started doing the networking pieces at the end and talking to people about this new vision you had, all of a sudden these people started to show up because now you were showing up with what mattered to you, and they would say, oh, I can help you with that. Now that you're being specific about what you value, I can help you with that.
Yes.
And that's one of the things, that works about this process. It's not because of this process. That's how marketing works, right? Because you start revealing what it is that's so special, and the people who really want that special thing see it and know immediately they want to be aligned with you. So,
and it's very comfortable to be yourself, but it's very helpful to figure out who yourself really is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's kind of just a continuous circle. And then of course yourself can keep changing, and things obviously change. Nothing is stagnant in this world of introspection, but I just think it's been so helpful, and to come out of this, even knowing we've got some dark months still ahead of us, I feel like I've got some real focus on, looking for the clients I want to work with. And I've gotten my certification in sustainability processes, and I'm going to keep working further on that so that I can become a true expert in that area. And So some really good stuff coming up in the next months. And then hopefully travel will really pick up again, hopefully in the third quarter.
When everybody's finally free, hopefully.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm so appreciative. Thank you, Dana and Cindy. Sometimes things are just put in front of you, and when you say yes, they are what was meant to have been put in front of you, and for you to take advantage of it.
Well, thank you. And we're so
Yes.
appreciative of you because you really put yourself into the work and you're reaping the rewards. And we feel really pleased and grateful to be part of that.